charity wanted to do something like this, they would have done it. And I'm not really sure how they would do it on such a scope if they don't have a passion for it or the knowledge of how to get these people into a market. There's plenty of markets around, there's lots of treasure. There's even a market that's down there at the moment, but that's not the kind of market that I'm proposing. So yeah, I think the problem at the moment is nobody can really find the box to tick to say, yep, Julie, that's great, go for it.
The acting minister for the respective area is hearing you.
Yeah. Well, we actually have one, that's Gungahlin Regional Community Service that runs one at the moment. We have spent several years trying to get it into that spot. That spot has only just been released by TAMS for us to use. We've run two. The first one was run over the long weekend, so we didn't get a lot of people on the long weekend in that spot in Learning Park because Anzac Day people are all away. Another one ran last month and we're progressively getting more and more people interested. Now we put all our any proceeds, which isn't very much at the moment, back into the community, into things like coffee groups for isolated women in the area. We have a pre-employment group. We have play groups, a whole range of different activities. So that money is going directly, not that it's a lot, directly back into the community, and we are already offering sites, and we have already to organisations like the Uniting Church, which come along and promote their organisation. We've had scout groups come and do sausage sizzle. So we're looking at that. It's a Saturday, and as I said, it's taken months and months and months to get a permit from TAMS to be able to hold it there, and that's
I'm not looking at closing anyone down, I'm not looking at pushing anybody away. And I am aware of that market. But I'm proposing something on a completely different scale. Like it's chalk and cheese to what I'm proposing.
Is it something that can dovetail? So there's something almost every weekend.
Sorry?
I'm wondering whether there's potential to dovetail. I've seen semi-commercial markets established in Maroochydore, and it had a lot of naysaying to start with.
Can I just say a couple of things to add to what Alison said? Is that we do have a permit. It did take a lot of work, but it has a lot of restrictions on it about the types of activities that can be, the types of goods that can be done, the types of activities that can be done, simply because it is in the middle of a shopping complex.
I've had all those sent to me, and I'm more than happy to comply with all of that.
So in a way, I mean, I guess if you're looking for partnerships with the shopping centres, that's an absolutely different level to go to. But at the moment, I'm not saying, it's just the reality about where we're at, is that we're just doing it on a low-key basis and seeing how it builds up over time. But what you're proposing, in a way, would be a good partnership. The reality is we are actually being restricted under our permit not to compete with the shopping.
So what I'm sort of wondering, Jenny, is that one of the problems with the periodic markets is knowing when it's on.
Exactly right.
You know, whereas the bus depot markets or the farmers markets are on every single weekend. If you have a permit to run a fortnightly thing and you're talking about running a fortnightly thing, there's an opportunity to leverage off each other, addressing different markets, but me, the resident, doesn't know which one's on, but something's on, we can go and...
And the other thing that which you probably find is a stumbling block, we had to extend our insurance quite a lot to cover it. And at the moment we're restricted to actually taking people who have their own insurance.
I've already got insurance organised.
So
it's ready to go as well.
There are, a few... and there's no reason why we can't look at a partnership or whatever and complement each other. But I know what you're saying, and there's lots of different markets around Canberra, and there certainly is a niche to have a more... And there's a lot of home businesses in this area, there's a lot of people, and there'll be more with all that commercial stroke residential.
Well, I guess I'm more or less proposing an upmarket, I suppose, something that has to be designed, if not manufactured, they would have to show to be accepted that they have designed the product themselves, and then if they did manufactured as well, all good, but then that product then has to fit into the demographic of what's allowed at the market, It also has to show how it will then complement the rest of the arrangements in the market. It's something that would then have to, so it just sort of all fit into, it's not a matter of just going, yep, really like your things come along. It's something that's well thought out and everything will have a stage to be ticked off. But yeah, it all to work in together.
And like you said yourself, we're at a different stage.
Absolutely, so
Marketing
I don't see why the two
Yeah.
can't be there. And the idea of maybe you having it one weekend and we having it the next weekend would be fabulous, because like I said, if you go down there at any one time, we go to know that it's there. Yeah.
So, from the point of view of the acting minister responsible for all of those conditions and constraints and all those sorts of things, is that something that perhaps if GRCS, as is said, a long-standing community organisation and attempting to build up a market, finding with a decent sort of venue for it, is okay with the idea of dovetailing with a semi-commercial and, you know,
I think what we're
leveraging
also
off each other?
talking about is some sort of, almost like, correct me if I'm wrong, some sort of commitment to actually look at this, because you're looking at partnerships and making it,
The first commission.
yeah.
So I'm just
Well,
wondering,
and
you know,
we've sort of
where
got a
the
starting
minister
point, I
sort
guess,
of
is
comes
what we're
into
saying,
this
yeah.
is, I mean, it's an opportunity for you to short circuit some of the bureaucratic blockages. Well,
I agree with some
Thanks.
of the
I
sections.
was
I mean,
gonna
you've
say
got to
that,
protect your businesses that are
Yeah,
there.
sure.
You're in the
They're
position
paying
to respect
they're
the
paying
rights.
high rent, and we
Yes.
want to compliment them, not compete
yes,
with
exactly. So within I speak in shorthand sometimes, but within the constraints of working for the good of all of the existing businesses and the existing markets and where they want to go, is Andrew's, I'll leave it to you as
It's
some
not,
way to...
the two are not mutually exclusive, but you do have to pay heed to the rights of the tenants in the, paying good money to,
Yeah.
so we have to be careful. You want their support, I would have thought, as an enhancement to the overall process. If you're fighting against that, then it's not going to be a very happy time, is it?
Well, in a way, we're very aware of that, but we've slowly, and we've been trying to do this for years, and exactly back to where up here saying we're down that end, where this
Yeah.
building, with that, the fence is up, the fence is down, like, just like all the other businesses. And we've had some fantastically bad weather in winter, you know. But, you know, it's been a slow and steady thing, just to see how it unfolds. We're not saying we will have ownership forever. That's not our intention. We're just there to see how it slowly unfolds, because it was one of the things that came up in the community needs analysis quite strongly. Is, you know, everything from, like you're saying, like that high-end art part of the market down to we've got an old school jumper that we want to swap and trade with people. You know, we've had all that whole gamut of
like trash from Jameson.
yeah,
So, but there are examples around the city of how it can work, but
exactly.
you've got to get the bottom line.
And
That's,
those
I mean,
ones,
that's
like
it. Well, I
Boston
know
markets are brilliant.
everyone's against red tape,
But they work like
except
that
to say that it does
because-
protect, there are rules in place to protect the interests of.
Yeah.
and
So
you
I
know,
guess you've had the opportunity, Julie, for the minister to hear
yes,
what you're
we've
trying
been corresponding,
to do.
but in most cases with
person, so
Minister
that's good.
Hargraves, but as I'm acting
Great,
the job for the
okay.
next couple of weeks, you'll probably get
So
a
we've-
reply from that.
That'd be great.
We've got 5 minutes left of our allotted meeting time, and it is 49. So I'll try to get through the last couple of things. I'll just say, around where I live, despite all of the doom and gloom of the Canberra Times, we didn't have much in the way of breaches from fireworks at all.
Another wall was exactly that, just breached. Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night was good, Sunday night, and it started Thursday night.
Because they didn't go on sale till Friday. So
No,
they
somebody
were,
had some
they were
leftovers,
last
yeah.
year's, okay.
And I mean, people were pretty good, but I've got dogs, so I'll declare an interest there in the fact that my dog went spare. And it was very good this year, because sometimes the previous years, that's actually happened for 2 weeks.
Mm.
So it was good that it was sort of over those few nights.
Seems to me it was better than last year,
Yeah.
but
Vastly.
there's still a degree. Well, certainly
And the
I-
golf